Once again, welcome to Competency 3, Database Administration. This particular competency is titled Supporting a Database, which I would prefer to say Managing a Database. This competency has chapters 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. As you guys have figured out, there's not that much programming at this level. It's mostly learning the tools that have to be understood to be able to perform these tasks that have to be done. Now, with any task, there are tools, and we're all familiar with the command line event where you do the SQL plus prompt and you have to type everything in, and yes, it's very functional, but it's, you know, it's very sensitive to syntax and grammatical errors. And those of you who have used SQL Developer know the advantage that SQL Developer has, because there's a lot of GUI interface, a lot of prompting, a lot of grammar checker, and it's a nice tool to work with. But SQL Developer is multitasking in that you can use it to do different things, not just database administration. There is a tab, if you get at the very top, on SQL Developer where you can choose the DBA function. Now this is where it gets interesting. In the classroom environment, when we teach this course in the classroom, we actually have a slide-in drive that we have to use. And actually, when you connect the slide-in drive, it actually disconnects that particular unit from the network from anything else. And the reason is that Oracle Database Administration wants to control or receive input from everything that it has to work with. Well, if you have a lab event and you plug it in, it's going to know what's happening all over the network, and it's going to create a lot of problems. So what you need to understand is that if you're going to do it from home, you can download SQL Developer and download Enterprise Manager to work on the remote location database. If you're going to do this at an ACC computer lab, you need to contact me. We need to make arrangements to get a slide-in rail hard drive that you can do this independent of the ACC environment, because you cannot have two administrators on a network. And ACC already has one for their Oracle process, so you cannot download Enterprise Manager or SQL Developer onto one of the ACC computer labs and be able to do this course, because they're going to lock you out, because they're not going to let you manage anything but what's on the machine. That said, once again, we're in the process of looking at hardware, software, user, personnel, and policies. Understand that is the world that we live in. In this particular chapter, chapter 9, they introduce two tools, SQL Developer and Enterprise Manager. Now these are the premier tools that Oracle uses. You can download, you can play with them. SQL Developer is relatively cheap and easy to use. Enterprise Manager requires some sophistication. It is a little bit more nerdy to use. But it does provide really nice tools. The one thing I like about Enterprise Manager is that you can get very good statistical reports, very nice graphing capabilities, so you can get pie charts and stuff like this. So it allows you to have a visual representation of the statistical performance of your environment. So chapter 9 talks about introducing these tools that will facilitate the process as it goes on. And that concludes chapter 9.